and it's an honor to be here. The Erie-Lackawanna Railroad would blow its whistle at 9 o'clock every night in Scranton, Pennsylvania. That's when I knew I had to go to bed. That's when my mother would yell upstairs, "Turn off the lights, go to bed." No, Scranton was, it still is today, it's a crossroads for the railroad. Coal railroad, I was telling some of my staff today that I actually have spikes from some of those railroads in Scranton at my house in Wasilla. I actually have lumps of coal, anthracite coal, from that, from some of those coal trains. Now, what I also told them, which I don't want to get into too many details, and I'm kind of happy my parents aren't here to hear this, but we used to do some interesting things with the railroad that you're not supposed to do. We would get coins and kind of flatten them out on the railroad. I don't want to start a trend here, but let me just say that there were some exciting times when we were kids. But it's an honor to be here with everybody. I was listening to a lot of these old people speak before me. And then I started to do the math and realized I was one of them. But when I was born, this railroad was 38 years old. So you got to do the math for that. It was 38 years old. But like Alaska in and of itself, it was all about promise, hope, and opportunity. So we're here today in Indiana. We're going to drive the Golden Spike. But a little tent camp down on Ship Creek later became known as Anchorage, Alaska, which wouldn't have existed without the railroad. And so the Alaska is, in many respects, about a railroad. It's about hope. It's about opportunity. And again, that's what we're going to celebrate here today, 100 years. You know, and they talked about Warren Harding being up here. A lot of historians kind of don't rate Warren Harding very high as a president, but the fact of the matter is, it was under him that this railroad was completed, but it was also under him that NPRA, the Naval Petroleum Reserve, began under Warren Harding in 1923. And so when you think about the future, and the mayor mentioned, what are some big things we're going to do? Are we going to be a country? Are we going to be a state about big things moving forward? That's what we have to get back to. We have to get back to the railroad concept. We have to get back to the NPRAs and developing that. We have to get back to the dam concepts of Hoover Dam, large electrical projects, gold projects, you name it. That's what Alaska's all about, because what's our motto? What is our motto, you know? North of the future. North in the future. Oh, if you ever get bored, look up the mottos of other states. You'll be so glad you're in Alaska. Trust me. Some of them are pretty lame. Anyway, it's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be here today in the great city of Indiana. It is a crossroads. I've talked to the mayor about this. You've got, the barge lines are here, the railroad is here, the highway is here. And I think Indiana's got a great future. I think Alaska's got a great future. And so today we're going to celebrate 100 years, but hopefully there'll be a generation or two after us that celebrate another 100 years. And Alaska will be, I think, a very different place, and a place for our kids and our grandkids. So again, it's an honor to be here. Thanks for all of you being here today. And I now have the distinct pleasure of introducing our next guest. And you know him as one of our friends. It's a small state who's got a lot of footprints here in the interior, but at this point, I'd like to have Senator Dan Sullivan come up and say a few words as well. Thank you.